You didn't just repeat the affirmations, you started believing them. Your inner dialogue softened. Your reactions softened before you noticed. Life felt easier to be inside, so when you checked the outside and nothing had actually shifted, nothing moved, and you noticed that quietly. You didn't imagine the change. Something did shift when you started affirming. You're not making that up. Your inner dialogue softened. The constant self-attack lost its edge. Moments that used to spiral now pass through faster. You don't react the way you used to. And when you do, you come back sooner. Your body doesn't stay braced all day anymore. Your chest isn't as tight. Your breath moves more freely than it used to. From the inside, that matters. That wasn't fake progress. That wasn't bypassing. Something real happened. And that's exactly why this part feels disorienting. Because when you look at your life, not your mindset, not your mood, not your inner narrative, but the actual shape of your life, the direction, the momentum, the way things unfold day to day, it's uncomfortable how little reflects that internal shift. The same delays appear, the same situations repeat, the same sense of waiting sits quietly in the background. And you're not upset about it. That's what makes it hard to name. There's no panic anymore, no emotional charge telling you something is wrong. Just a calm awareness that something should be different by now. You affirmed yourself into a better internal state, but the world didn't respond. And hearing that named creates a strange relief. Glad you said it. I didn't want to, because somewhere beneath the calm a question started forming that felt dangerous to touch. Not out loud, not even clearly. The question isn't, did affirmations work? It's quieter than that. It's more unsettling. It's, if this did work, why didn't anything move? And beneath that, what am I missing? You notice the doubt, but you don't feed it. You don't want to undo the work. You don't want to collapse back into force or desperation. You don't want to start trying harder again. So you keep going. You keep affirming. You keep choosing calmer thoughts. You keep reminding yourself to trust the process. But now there's a split happening. Inside, you feel more regulated than you've ever been. Outside, nothing is responding. And the mind doesn't know what to do with that. Because everything you were taught said this should line up, change the inner state. Reality follows. Yet here you are, more grounded, more present, more stable, still waiting. Months didn't feel dramatic, they just passed. And something subtle started happening in that time. Not frustration, not collapse. A quiet noticing. You stopped checking as often, stopped scanning for signs, stopped rehearsing the future in your head. Not because you gave up, but because your system didn't need to grip anymore. And yet, even as time moved on, nothing new began. No clear opening, no forward pull, no sense of now, just the same neutral stillness. And that's when the waiting itself became visible, not as a problem, but as a pattern. A familiar posture your body knew how to hold. Stillness as safety. Delay as protection. Stability as survival. Affirmations softened the inner environment. But they didn't rewrite that deeper contract. They didn't teach your body that forward movement wouldn't cost you something. So calm arrived. But permission didn't. And this is where most people quietly turn the mind back on. They start analyzing. They start adjusting language. They wonder if they didn't believe hard enough, long enough, purely enough. They search for the right affirmation. But that's not actually what's happening in you. What's happening is simpler and more honest. Affirmations changed how it feels to be you. They didn't change what your body believes it's safe to move toward. That's the difference you're sensing. Your nervous system learned how to calm down. It didn't learn how to advance. So now you're in an unfamiliar place. You're no longer pushing from pain. But you're also not being pulled forward. Action feels neutral, not blocked, not inspired, just flat. You're not resisting life anymore, but life isn't meeting you either. It's like the engine stopped revving. But the car didn't start moving, and that can feel more unsettling than struggle. Because struggle gives direction. Calm without movement creates space, and space reveals what was never addressed. Not mentally, somatically. Time keeps passing. Days move by without urgency. Weeks blur together. You notice other people shifting lanes, making moves, changing chapters. You're not jealous, just aware. You affirmed yourself into steadiness. But steadiness alone doesn't teach the body that movement is safe. That's why there's no alarm, no internal voice screaming that something is wrong. Just that quiet, persistent sense of this isn't finished. You didn't fail. You also didn't complete the journey. You reached the edge of what mindset can do on its own. Affirmations helped you stop fighting yourself. They reduced internal friction. They created relief. That relief is real. But relief isn't the same as readiness, and your body knows the difference. So if you're here, calmer than you've ever been, more aware than you've ever been, and still stuck, you're not stuck because nothing worked. You're here because something finally did. It changed how it feels to be you. It just didn't move your life yet, and now you can't confuse those two things anymore.